This is Charting Crypto for August the 3rd, 2022. What do we see going on with Bitcoin? Well, we look at the 24-hour a day Bitcoin chart. We can see how it's just meandering around this 200 EMA. It is above it. That's a good sign. Of course, because of all this sideways sliding and such, we don't have a lot to go on with the STC just yet. But as far as the half-day chart goes, looking all right. Look at the 2-day here. We can see that we're still well below the 200 EMA. Bitcoin has pushed up a little bit. It was down, then it was up and down and up, but it is trending up. That's good to see. Still a long ways to go before we get up to that 200 EMA on the 2-day chart. Now we look at the weekly chart. And we can see where Bitcoin pounded down below the weekly, and over the course of these 3 weeks, we see green up candles, not hitting the highs of this last week yet, but we see Bitcoin again struggling, trying to move its way up, still in the red on the STC on the weekly chart, of course in the green on the 2-day, and in the green on the half-day. It still has a long way to go. We want to see it, come up and break through this more recent high back in at the end of July as things continue to, again, try to move along. We'll keep our eye on things and see how Bitcoin continues to trend. Now, of course, we track for you every day at Charting Wealth where things are with the Bitcoin Future ETF. This is one that you don't have to go to a crypto exchange to buy. You can actually purchase it at any of your online brokers. And again, when we take a look at where we are on XBTF, you can see we're still below the 200 EMA. Now this is only reported twice a day on the half-day chart. It is not the 24-hour a day chart like the Bitcoin chart I showed you to begin with, still below the 200 EMA. We can see where it reached highs, hitting about that. I talked about this earlier, about the 2340 mark, trying to move back up that way. And we can see where this green STC hasn't done that much for us with this sideways sliding. We see as far as the 2-day goes, again, where it most recently bottomed and then trying to move up some from there. We'll continue to keep an eye on it as, again, we see these last 3 weeks of trying to move up. So we'll keep our eye on Bitcoin, see, just is it actually recovering or is it simply pumping up to only go down again? I can show you that best on this weekly chart where you can see where Bitcoin has settled down, moved sideways up a little only to fall over, move sideways and then drop down again. We're going to have to see a lot more from Bitcoin before we start trusting any of those types of moves. Now, where is Ethereum in all of this? When we look at Ethereum, it is trying to move up and pushing through that weekly 200 EMA. That's good to see, still red on the STC. We go back to the half-day chart. Again, you can see where it's meandering along through there. It is above the 200 EMA on that half-day chart. On the 2-day chart, again, you can see where it bottomed and has been moving up again over the course of this latest 4-day period. It's burned some of that off. So again, when we look at where Ethereum is still well below the 200 EMA on that 2-day chart. So, we'll keep our eye on things, see if these are going to recover as the market's been moving up. We've seen, in the past, you heard people say, well, we want to look at cryptocurrencies as a hedge to the market. Well, it's not been that way at all. In fact, when the market's been going down, crypto's been going down. And again, market starts to move up, crypto starts to move up. So not giving you much of a hedge, but we'll see how things continue to sort out there. Now we look at where things are on the top 10 cryptocurrencies. This is interesting. Again, we talk about this fairly often. It's weighted as per market share. So the biggest weight, of course, is on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, from what I can see, drives so much of the whole crypto space, but it is the top 10 cryptocurrencies balanced. We can see, again, where things bottomed out in early July and then started moving up and really just been sliding sideways over these last two-day candles. Let's take a look at this weekly, and you can see again where things bottom. And over the last 3 weeks, again, haven't hit the peak that we saw back on the week beginning July the 18th, but again is tracking green, which is good to see. But you can look at the blood on this chart and see just how much this whole crypto, from what, up to 60 bucks down to still at the 1273 mark. So again, tough, a lot to recover at this point, but it's good to see the green there on the STC trying to move up on the weekly, green on the 2-day, and green on the half-day, still below that 200 EMA. So we want to see things get above that. Now, we'll continue to monitor, we'll continue to watch where these cryptocurrencies are. Hopefully, as things recover, we will see more and more green. But again, with all of the losses and all of the hammer down that we've seen with all of the world events that are pending out there and the continued just mess in the crypto space, whether it is with these various crypto exchanges, whether it's some of the big people in crypto, whether it's coins getting stolen, all sorts of stuff. We're looking to see when market capitulation takes place and if these recoveries can be sustained. And of course, how do we know they're being sustained? We see up movement, we see passage through things like 200 EMAs, green on our STCs, ability to pump above lower, prior small high points where things have rolled back over. Of course, when we start seeing all of those things occur, it'll make us feel better about where we're going. As you guys know, in the past, we have been able to fairly accurately track, particularly things like Bitcoin over time, and we will be continuing to watch that and ready to help you figure out what to jump into when it comes to your practice trading. And again, if you're not practice trading these cryptocurrencies and seeing how good you are at it, when it comes time for you at some point in the future to actually start putting money into something, if you've not practice traded it successfully, all you're doing is gambling. And what happens with gambling? The house always wins in the end, and you aren't the house. So don't do that. That's where we are, folks. Thanks so much for being with us. Always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. Reach out to us. God bless, my friends.